Is your clan facing a lot of mismatches in this CWL? Well then let me try to brighten your mood with some mismatch 3 stars. CWL in our mini clan has already been hectic. As you see here, we're facing clans with all 15s and we're running down to Town Hall 12. And whether we're running 53 sneaky goblins to try to secure a 2-star or facing some bad luck and getting some 0-1 stars, you should never just roll over and take it. My 14 here took out a max Town Hall 15. And I'm going to talk about all the strategies I use when I'm planning these mismatches. And make sure you stick around to the end and I'll show off this full attack and talk about how I planned this one out. But let's go ahead and start over here in War 1. Yes, we did lose this war, but my 13 took out a 14. Now this isn't a max 14, but it is still quality. And one thing I want to point out here, whenever you're scouting these bases, don't just go in with a baseline army. Feel free to get creative. On this base, they're giving me the CC and they're giving me the Town Hall, so I'm going to take advantage of that with Sneaky Goblins. Anytime you see a CC on the outside, use 4 or 5 Sneaky Goblins, take that bad boy out. Then we're just able to trigger off some traps right here, and then we'll just send in some Sneakies for the Town Hall. With 2 of those main things out of the way, you're going to have a good time, I promise you. So we just sent in a bunch of Sneakies right there to take that out. And then on this base, I was looking at it, and from here, like, if we can get most of the splash down and into the scatter here, we got singles and a lot of the splash will be taken out. So I decided to run the Yetis in here with some witches. I didn't run the super wizards because we needed the wall breaker and the sneakies, but with the witches we do good. My goal here is just to push through the middle and try to get as much of the splash down so the bats can sweep through the space. And one thing I always recommend with these hit-ups is get creative like this. See what the base is giving you. They're giving us the CC and the Town Hall for free, and then we can just have a little bit of fun on the back end. Whether you're going for a full-out 3-star like we are here, or even if it's a safe like 60% 2-star, or if you're going like 11 or 12 v15, whatever you're doing, just get creative, see what the base is giving you, and then make your army decisions from there. That's one of the biggest mistakes I see is people just going in with their go-to army. Like, whatever army they're used to using, they're going to use that on a base no matter what the Town Hall level is. So we're going to send this at this Town Hall 15 even though I'm a Town Hall 13, and then they struggle. And that's one thing I think holds you back on these hit-ups. So take that into consideration when you're planning your next mismatch in CWL, because let's be honest, a lot of you watching this are probably going to have a mismatch on this next war in CWL. It's early in the week. We're going to be seeing some mismatches. But as you see here, we push through the middle of that base. We got the bats sweeping in here. And as long as my freezes are good, we're going to be fine. We're going to push the bats right on through here. We still got queen ability. We do have to deal with this enemy queen and the enemy king. But I'm going to go ahead and freeze that queen just to slow her down a little bit. And the king is actually taking a little bit of damage from our royal champion, who is only level 15 with the hero potion. And we're going to get rewarded with that nice 13v14 3-star. Now, yes, this was not a max 14 by any means, but I took advantage of what they gave me. It was still a little bit of a mismatch for me, and I just used that to my advantage, and then we get rewarded with the lovely, lovely 3-star. This one did get a little bit, actually, no, this one wasn't even close on time. No, we had plenty of time. We got through there, and it was crushed. Now, 3-stars are beautiful, and I'm going to show you guys more 3-stars here in a moment, but sometimes you got to hit a 12v15 like I mentioned in the last attack, and it's not always pretty. On this one, we're bringing a ton of sneaky goblins, and my goal is just to get to the Town Hall with the sneakies and then try to run up our percent. This one gets really, really close. As you see, the time goes pretty far on this one. I probably should have brought a little bit more cleanup troops, but I wanted to make sure I had plenty of sneakies to dive in for that Town Hall. So the main thing here is I'm trying to stay away from this clan castle with the sneakies. I don't want the clan castle troops pulling out because I'm going to let this flame flinger get a little bit of value over in this corner. This flame flinger is going to be able to reach until this bow is going to hit it. So that's something we want to take advantage of. And in the meantime, I'm going to use those sneakies around the outside. Anytime you have a bunch of gold mines, elixir collectors, dark elixir drills, and even storages on the outside, you should consider using sneakies on your mismatch, especially when it's something like a 12v15 mismatch. Those aren't fun. Those aren't great. Yet you can like Blizzard or Super Barch or Super Archer rather the Town Hall sometimes and be fine. But I just like sneakies. I think sneakies are the safe play. If you know how to farm with sneakies, you're gonna know how to manipulate them and get them into the Town Hall and stuff. I think sneakies are a really smart play to use on these mismatches. So again, right here, I'm just letting this flinger do its job. just get some of these buildings out, being nice and patient. And then I'm going to send in the heroes down here to take out the clan castle troops. We got an electro dragon and a regular dragon, and then I'm going to just start working in the rest of the sneakies on those areas I couldn't get to because I didn't want to pull the clan castle out. Queen will go ahead and take care of those clan castle troops. We'll run in more of those sneakies to go ahead and work through there. Now, the sneaky takedown did get a little bit dicey here, but it ends up being fine. So we're going to work those sneakies right in here. They do get taken out by the scatter shot, and we're working up the percent. And at this point, I'm feeling, honestly, pretty good about what we're doing, but it's still a little bit dicey. Sneakies go in with the haste, but we caught the tornado, so I waited it out. I probably could have got by through that tornado and been fine, but I decided to wait it out. Then we're just going to haste in some sneakies right through there. Put your haste on the outside of the base, so they're going to shoot right through it initially and push them through with speed. And then we'll get that town hall down using invis. And from there, it's all about cleaning up percent, which this one, we didn't have a lot of extra percent, but we did bring a few baby dragons. Probably could have brought a couple more baby dragons, but again, I was just worried about getting that percent to get the, or getting the town hall rather. The percent was kind of an afterthought, but we do get there with the 52%. Another thing to keep in mind on these mishits, this is 12v15 again, is you can use a flame flinger to get the town hall. Right here, this is a really good example of that. The flinger in the corner here, using that balloon to check, make sure there's no Teslas in here, but that flinger is just going to work through here. Not only is it going to get some of these surrounding defenses out, but it'll also lock onto that town hall. And when it gets that wizard tower down, it's actually going to go ahead and activate the town hall. He does bring a quake just in case, decides to go with a queen charge here just to get as much percent as he can. A little bit of a tough task going with a 12v15 queen charge, but I think Ryan handles this one pretty well. Like I said, the town hall gets activated from that wizard tower, so the wizard tower getting hit from the flame flinger, so he's pretty good there. And then he's just going to run his queen up in. He's got a ton of super barbs. I think next to sneaky goblins, on a base like this where there's not a lot of resource buildings on the outside, super barbs are just as fine of a choice. You're able to kind of push them inside the base, just work it up. It does get a little bit close on percent, but it's 12v15, guys. What do you expect? But this is what I'm talking about. Like, on these hit ups, use what the base is giving you. This base was giving him the town hall with the flinger. He could have probably sneakied it if he really wanted to, but there's a lot of value to be had with a good flinger placement here. I don't know about the queen charge. Queen charge was a little sus going into 2 enemy heroes, but ultimately he gets through there. He runs up the percent really nicely, and then he's able just to kind of work through here with the king, the remaining super barbs, and he does end up getting this percent up for a 2-star, and that's really all you can ask for. Even if they don't get the 2-star, if they're trying and, you know, putting in the right effort, I mean, you got to be excited about that, right? Could have done better with the barbs right there. Doesn't need to spam them in. I think he's just trying to support the king right here, but really just pop the king ability and pop the warden ability kind of in tandem. It'd be really nice. Super minions out of the CC. That little trick is nice, man. I'm telling you, that trick is clutch. All he has to do here is throw in the barbs, but let's see what he does. Yeah, there we go. There goes the barbs, and he runs this one up pretty nicely. Like I said, super barbs are a good alternative to those sneaky goblins, especially with that flame flinger combo. It works out really nicely here for Ryan. Now, I'm not going to sit here and preach you guys and pretend like everything's always fine and beautiful and I never mess up these hit-ups, because it happens. Right here, it happens. I could have probably brought a blizzard. We were talking about that on stream, which I've been streaming the CWL here on YouTube and over on my Twitch around 8:30 Eastern time. If you guys want to check that out, should be live tonight with some more live CWL attacks. This one, it just doesn't work out for me. The archers decided to target these dragon riders, and the archers kind of threw for me. I had super barbarians and didn't really have a way to get the super barbarians into the town hall. I could have maybe gone with like yetis in here, but 13v15 is tough. It's not 100% max 15, but there was a lot of upgraded defenses here. Heroes were pretty decent level. Like, I didn't want to go with something like yetis. I thought we could just get that town hall down safely and be fine, but the archers had other plans for me, unfortunately, and we end up with a rough 1-star, and barely a 1-star because I wasn't paying attention to the percent. So literally just a 50% 1-star. So it's not always perfect for me, but sometimes it goes really well. Like on this 14v15, this is on Meg, which is one of our newer accounts. It does have max heroes, but the pets aren't max on this one. And what we're going to do is we're going to send in a battle blimp into this core. And when you see this core all clustered like this, you got to be thinking super wizards. You got to be thinking about the blizzard, and that's what I do here. If I can land a blimp right in here, we're just going to crush this base, and that's exactly what we do. Let me go ahead and let's just show you guys exactly how this went. And then As far as I could tell, defensive-wise, this was pretty close to max. Maybe some of the traps weren't. I know the king's not 100% max over there, but this is a 14v15 near max hit up, and we 3-star this bad boy. I mean, we kind of already gave that away at the beginning, so I don't feel guilty about that. Freeze the single just to make sure my blimp gets as far as it wants. Those balloons are just going to kind of work in behind, and then we got those super archers, or the super wizards, excuse me, inside of the battle blimp, and they're just going to chain through this core and gut it out. I'm so used to having the super archers in there. Using the blizzard, it's a little bit different, but works out really nicely. Also, those balloons over in this corner took everything out, which sets up the pathing really nicely for me. And this is where we get creative, guys. I knew if I can get that whole core taken out, there's not much splash left on the building. We got 3 singles in there. There's some wizard towers, but I can just spam some witches at it. So I throw 5 ice golems and 15 witches at this base. This one got really close on time, and because I end up wasting a super barbarian, almost costing myself the attack, but ultimately this one was really, really nice. So the one thing that did kind of hold me up here was these dragon riders. They're running dragon rider CCs in this war, which was really, really weird. I think they were just doing it to like save gems on donations, but it was a little bit of a nuisance, as you saw. I mean, those dragon riders messed with my super archers on the last attack, which was really weird. But everything works through here pretty nicely. We still got a handful of witches up. The queen's working through here. This witch is working down here towards that enemy queen. And I'm going to bring that royal champion in from the left-hand side because we have a nice push working in through there. You see, we got these witches working with the king over here. That's exactly what we want. And the king's going to come back through here and be really nice. Now, I didn't need to throw that super barbarian in, and that probably costs me at the end. It's tough, but it does. So queen's going to work through here. We're going to end up popping queen ability so she can get through that single and get through the enemy queen. We're going to go ahead and hit king ability so he can surge ahead and protect our witches. Meanwhile, royal champion's going to sweep in through the back here and clean up. And this is where I needed that super barb that I threw in. This area right down here, we wasted the super barb. So this one actually got really close to time. I think it was like 1 second left, half a second left. It was very, very, very close on time. But ultimately, we got a little bit creative, got out of our comfort zone, just had a little bit of fun with this attack. And I think that's when you're going to have the most success on these hit-ups, is when you're just having a little bit of fun and just kind of seeing what the base gives you. It made a lot of sense to run the witches on this, so we did, and we get rewarded with the 14v15 3-star. But we weren't done here, guys. We definitely weren't done here. We get close on this one and barely get the 3-star, but we had one more in us today. So as far as I can tell, this base was 100% max minus walls. Maybe I missed something. I looked through here. I mean, battle builders are up. Everything is upgraded on this base. But this is a pretty common legend style base, and Zap Electro Titans work really well on this. Now, at Town Hall 14, you got those level 9 Zaps, which 6 of those and a Quake can barely take out a bow. My issue was if one of these healed up the bow, we would miss it. So I decided to bring 3 max zaps in my clan castle. So we're going to do Zap Titans here. We're going to start off with our Warden Walk right over here, clear out, set some pathing. We'll send in the Flame Flinger also to get the Town Hall, but more importantly, we're going to zap all this out. Look at this, just 6 lightnings right in there with the Quake, taking out both of those spell towers, waking up the Town Hall so the Flame Flinger can work through there. We're going to be really, really nice. And then we're just going to treat this like any other smash attack. We'll do a little bit of a Warden Walk to set some funneling, set some pathing, and then we're going to be real nice. We got an Ice Golem, we got a couple Witches, we got the King with an Apprentice Warden. I think that helps out really nicely. I don't need a lot from my Warden, so I go ahead and pull him out with the Titans right now. And just push them right in here, and then we're going to go ahead and jump to the middle of this base, and we're going to go ahead and place in our king with the couple of witches, the Apprentice Warden in there just to go with him and help out with those witches, and then a couple sneakies in there just to help create the pathing so that the Electro Titans are going to go through the middle of the base. I was kind of hoping the king would have ducked into this compartment, but he doesn't, and then we get Dragon Riders out of the CC again, which is so awkward. So awkward, but I decided to pop the Warden ability here because our Electro Titans were being targeted by that single. So we popped the Warden ability, we dropped down our next rage, and then the Flame Flinger is going to go ahead and lock on to the Town Hall. So I know that the Town Hall is going to be secured right about now, so I know I can play the RC wherever I need her, and I decide to run her in kind of in tandem with the rest of the Electro Titans and the Queen as they make their push through here. So as she can kind of collapse this and push this down, take a little bit of pressure off that king and everything else working through there, it's going to be really nice. Queen goes to ability to take out that enemy queen, and then meanwhile, she's going to tank so our royal champion can actually sweep through this back end. Meanwhile, we still got king with those couple of witches working through there, and this was textbook. Honestly, 15v15, I can't hit this base this well. But when you're just kind of going at it and having a little bit of fun, 14v15, goofing off, sometimes you get rewarded with it, you know? It's not as much pressure. You're just thinking, if I get a 2-star, great. If I do a little bit like an 80% 2-star, that's pretty solid on this. Somehow we get through this bad boy and we're going to get rewarded with the triple. Look at this. We still have clan castle troops coming out. We still got our queen. We still got our king up. This one was just 100% perfectly executed. Those zaps were on point. Got out 3 bows, 2 spell towers. Anytime you can do that, you're going to have a lot of success. And then I love these super minions out of the CC. We've been using that on our Super Bowler Smash on the Legends channel, so make sure you guys check that out. But that was probably the cleanest Electro Titan Smash I've ever done. So yeah, getting those 3 stars on those hit-ups are really cool, but getting 2 stars can be equally as important sometimes. You can see we're struggling here, especially when it's 12v15. Just do your best. Try to take some of the advice I gave you here today on strategies and things you can look at. Try to find what that base is giving you and do your best to get that 2-star. Even if you do 1 star, it's not the end of the world, guys. It's a mismatch. It is what it is, you know, one of those types of deals. But if this video did help you out, please consider leaving a like, consider subscribing, and check out the stream tonight. We'll be doing my live CWL attacks so you guys can watch and play along with me. You guys have a great day. Keep on clash bashing.